not live. It's memorized.
Bam.
It's live. It's live.
Is it live?
It's live.
We're live.
It's live.
Oh, yeah.
It's live.
Ooh, first person here is Melissa.
Very nice.
What's going on?
It's live.
David Howe's here.
David Howe.
What's up, Carolyn?
Tom Hoffelder. He's like, oh, good. I've got it. Tom, you enjoying that little extra something I sent you? I hope you are.
Huzzah, Jolene.
It's time for Drawn to Fantasy. That's right, Jason Alona, it's live.
It's live.
And with Rebecca Thurnberg. Oh my God, it's Thurnberg. Don't forget James Modgling.
Barbara Toscassa.
Richard Balsley. Don't forget Kate Blair Wheeler. And Rich Cook. Hey guys, how you doing, Ange?
I'm doing awesome.
Good to hear.
A little snacky for
Oh my
us.
gosh, I inhaled that. That was so good. You know what though? I needed the sugar. It's Drawn Fantasy. I'm your host, Tony D. I'm here with my best friend for 259 years, Ange D.
Just so you know, the snacky that I made today
Is gone.
Is gone, but it was a frozen hot chocolate
So good for my.
with a frozen banana in it.
It was, well, it looks dirty now. It's perfect for, my sweaters were getting a little baggy, and that's good. That's filling it back out, Ange. So that was good. Happy you guys are all here with us today. We are on episode 36. I realized I've been numbering them wrong again, Ange. I was off by one.
No, not again.
That's, counting has never been my forte. If you missed yesterday, I had a really terrific time sharing with you guys the art of a movie poster. And why were we looking at movie posters? Well, we're going to be designing artwork for the packaging of a sleeve here that will hold two books, both Kenny and the Dragon and Kenny and the Book of Beasts. These were the original thumbnails I did way back in April. Well, wait, it's still April, so 2 weeks ago. And the editor, Justin Shonda, suggested a group, Kenny and all his friends, which I thought was a terrific idea. We talked about inspiration and stealing artwork and all sorts of things. We did 9 zillion little thumbnails yesterday, inspired by the compositions of movie posters. I showed you guys some of my some movie posters, and most of these movie posters were chosen if they were in the last 5 years mostly. There's a few older ones, but also because they're aimed at the same age range as the Kenny and the Dragon. We ended, Ange, with Indiana Jones. I had talked about Drew Struzan a little bit yesterday, and I just want to show you guys. This is a terrific book if you don't have it, that goes into Drew Struzan's legacy. He's an amazing artist, following in the steps of a Richard Amsel, who was also very similar in this style. It just goes into a lot of you get to see lots of sketches and comps. He tells great stories about what happened while...
Oh, wow, look at Mel Gibson in that one.
I know.
Looking good a couple pages back.
While working on all these Police Academy, while working on all these, he has just these great little stories and memories. This is the reading of Adventures in Babysitting is insane. How this, and this is a world before computers, where, anyway, it's just really cool to see it all. And anyway, Andrew, I realized he did not do the original Raiders of the Lost Ark poster. That was Richard Amsel, the late Richard Amsel. And he did not do Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom. That was done by yet another artist, but he did do Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And these were some of his comps for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And according to him... Now, we ended the show yesterday, in case you're wondering why we're looking at all these Indiana Jones, we kind of ended the stream yesterday kind of talking about Drew Struzan's compositions. And you can see right here, we're getting close. There's
His likenesses are insane.
Even in these little doodles, they are spot on. I suspect He's just using photos and kind of tracing from photos, but he's superb at it. According to Struzen, Lucas and Spielberg wanted this one, which became the final one, because they liked the architecture and it reminded them of the other movies. But this head, big heads, little heads, kind of a circle with a vignette. You know, I knew Struzen was inspired by older movie posters. The one that came to mind immediately, and I'm by no means a movie poster aficionado, was one of the old Casablancas with Bogart. African Queen, it looks a lot like, which I'm not gonna bore you. Yeah, there was a lot of this sort of look, and you know, these old serials like this Zorro here and Errol Flynn, these were big inspirations for the Raiders. But you can see the big heads.
Well, because Hollywood at that time was all about the actors, right? It was
Yeah.
it was all about saying, hey, take a look. This is who's in this movie, and you've got to see it.
Yes.
Starring, you know, Greta Garbo or whoever else.
Yeah.
You know.
This is just an old auction catalog that I've just held on to because it's just a wealth of unbelievable history of movie posters, and it's just so cool. And again, the compositions just go on and on.
Emily C. Martin has linked to this on the Fans of Drawn to Fantasy page already. And it was funny, I was actually thinking, gosh, I wonder if bookshop.org has that in stock.
The Drew Struzan?
Yeah, exactly. The Drew Struzan book, which Emily's linked to. And I have to say, this is pretty awesome. A friend of mine, we were talking about shopping through bookshop.org for indies, supporting indies at this time. And she got her book that she ordered in less than a week. So
nice.
They're on top of it.
Nice. Well, Ange, I'm going to do the next day, the morning after, however you want to call it, test. We had kind of narrowed it down to these three. These two here and this one. These were kind of the ones we were all kind of feeling, right? Am I right on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those last two.
These last two and this one, right?
Yes.
This big one?
Yes.
Am I crazy?
Yeah, those were our three favorites. I think we narrowed it down to the last two, but we also said you wanted to explore that one too.
Yes. Let me do it this way then. Let's do it. It's more like that, right? Those are the three designs.
Oh, sorry, they can't hear me. Can you guys hear me better now? I'm
sorry.
going to scoot a little closer.
Get a little closer.
Don't be shy.
So what are we going to do today? We're actually going to refine these sketches a little more and see if we can make get them a little more realized and see how they look. So it looks like we have a visual component here and here that's very similar. So I'll be able to do a sketch of this and be able to probably use it twice for two comps, right? And then I'll have to draw Graham here, and I'll have to draw Graham here, and then this will require its own entire sketch of, sketches. And I may try to do it all in one, like Drew Struzan, or I may do them in pieces and then kind of composite it all in Photoshop.
Oh, well, I know you posted before, but I did want them to see that poster that you did for Spiderwick, that you did as kind of a limited edition gift.
True story, while I get my paper here, I was at a meeting at Paramount Pictures when they had pretty much wrapped the Spiderwick film, and they were getting ready to start discussing, Comic-Con and all the promotion and stuff like that. And we had no movie poster yet for the film. And I specifically asked if we could get Drew Struzan or someone like Drew Struzan because it felt so much like a movie from the 80s. And I thought for sure we'd get it because Kathleen Kennedy was a producer on the Spiderwick film and, of course, worked with Steven Spielberg on many, many films and knew Drew Struzan very well. And the studio said no. I don't know if Drew...
He cost
he probably costs a fortune. I have no idea. And so this is going to be hard to see, Ange.
You can take it off. I can always hold it up. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's do that. Here, I'll finish. Here, I'll let you. We're going to take the phone so you can see this. So, do you want to model with it, or do you want me?
No, I'll let you do it.
Okay, here, hold on. We're gonna unhinge the phone so you can see this. Here we go, and you got it.
Got it. It's saying rotate your phone.
Yeah, you gotta keep it. You keep
there it
vertical.
is.
So can you get me all in there?
Yes, I can get you in there.
So for Christmas or holidays that year, I made this for the cast and crew. a very old-timey 80s Spiderwick movie poster. So we used, we referenced...
I'm going to zoom in so you guys can check it out.
Yep. The logo doesn't interact with it as well as it could. It's kind of lost in the middle, but it was fun to kind of work in that style.
And you designed the whole thing. It was, and this was our. Yeah. We gave this as a gift to everybody, and you put everybody's names and typeset it in there.
I don't know if you can see. There's like fake bends and tears in it and all that stuff. We used Cooper, which is an old font from the 70s and the 80s that would have been popular. Anyway, it was a lot of fun, kind of having a blast and kind of playing with making an old-timey movie poster.
I thought you guys would appreciate that.
Yeah.
All that inspiration in those books definitely.
It was fun painting.
Came in handy
and the
there.
likenesses was really hard. I have definitely an appreciation for what Drew.
I think you did really well on the likenesses.
Not bad. I mean, Freddie looks like Freddie.
Freddie, I think Sarah, a little tweak maybe, but
yeah, it's very rough. I mean, the other thing is too with this poster, we did it in like a week. I had like no time to do it. Remember, we weren't sure what we were going to do, and so I just went nuts. Anyway. A little bit of show and tell for you.
Yep, thought you would dig that. Yeah. So I'm trying to get it to zoom. I'm zoomed in and it won't let me zoom back out.
Yeah, it does.
I'll let you handle that.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'll let you handle that.
Cooper, yeah, good old Cooper. All right, let me see if I can zoom us back. Cooper, come on.
For this kind of mocha line in Sarah's hair, which was cool.
Yeah, I love that Nouveau. So anyway, all right, let's get started. Ange. Which one do you think I should do first? I feel like I should go ahead and do this because this drawing of Kenny holding the book is going to help me with two of them. Right? So I can go ahead and knock that out. And then we'll be closer. So I think what I'll do is this was the, if you remember, this was kind of the Frozen riff where it was just Kenny and like a couple of them. This one would have been more characters. I don't know. We'll just give it a go. I'll just start and we'll see what happens. And
wow, that's amazing. Why isn't it in a frame?
Oh, because there's a you know what? The junk pot today. We'll send them a poster because I have a stack of them still. I think I'm saying that, and I hope I have poster tubes now.
You have poster tubes.
Do we have poster tubes?
I think so.
If we have a poster tube, we will send it. Otherwise, it may be truly old school, and I may have to fold it for you.
We have a backlog of stuff we have to frame.
Yeah, why isn't that in a frame? No, I know. We have the actual theatrical, one of the theatrical Spiderwick. Oh, man, this thing does not stick in here. Sorry. We have the actual theatrical release. And, it's okay. I think it's the teaser poster I have hanging up, Ange. I don't even think it's the final, because it's just the one with Jared walking into the woods. And it's not too... All right, so I'm going to just very quickly, I'm just kind of roughing out Kenny. I may have to... I'm hoping I can just do this from memory now, since I've drawn him so many times in the last few months. And if I can't, then I'll...
Yeah, what are you going to have him doing?
Well, I was thinking he's holding the... the Book of Beasts? Or the bestiary? I don't know. That just seems like what he was just doing on the...
he's a altar boy.
Yeah.
Maybe just...
Well, I was thinking of... Let me grab the book really quick. The original book. This is my studio copy of Kenny and the Dragon. It is filled with stickums because we've just edited this. We did a running edit to tie it in with the new book. We made minor, just one-word edits all throughout. Like, for instance, the king now has a name. He's just called the king in this book. He's now known as King Stonehorn, so we added Stonehorn throughout. So that if you are being introduced to Kenny and the Dragon for the first time with the sequel... See, I was thinking of almost like a riff off of this pose, Ange. No?
I don't know.
You want him doing something else?
Somehow, I keep coming back to to that kind of friendship and the connection with Graham. And so I feel like I want there to be some type of joyful interaction between them. Like, because I feel like him holding the book Eduardo said, today I video called my mom. She lives in Venezuela. I asked her to show me where my Spiderwick books are. She said, oh, they're here. Look, I've read them a couple times now.
Oh, that's awesome. Maybe he's smiling and then Graham's like here. I mean, Kenny rides his bike. Kenny, I could put him on his bike, where he's on his old timey bike, and Graham's behind him. That might be kind of fun. Kind of a fun spin off the original cover, Dust Jacket, where it's a side view of him on his bike, and Graham's kind of flying behind him. Let's try it. Just kind of. And he's looking up at him.
Graham's wings wrapped around supporting Kenny while he reads the book. Let's see. Could Graham be holding the book?
I mean, here would be kind of him on a bike if we did it head on, and then you'd have Charlotte or the other characters kind of behind him. You could kind of do that, and then Graham's, here.
You guys just watching intently? I'm just watching intently.
Yeah, we're just trying to see if it'll work. I mean, that's really what it is now. We're going
exploring.
Yeah, we're kind of going from this very loose idea to start fleshing it out a little more and see if there's any merit to it.
Okay, so let's think about this too, because there's two things. Like, Kenny is a book lover in the first book, but a book is not essential to the story in the first book, as opposed to the second book.
But I'm looking here. I mean, they're just standing there. I mean, maybe it's about capturing who they are as characters. You know what I mean? If we go that route, so you could, if that's the case, I would just maybe do one ear up, one ear down. Just kind of got his arms crossed. Or he's got his hand on his hip. I don't know. Maybe he's holding. He
could do the thing where he's.
Maybe he's holding the book this way.
He could be doing the lean on Graham.
I like him I love the idea of showing the King's Royal Bestiary because it plays in both stories. It's a pivotal thing in both books, right? So maybe he's just holding it though this way, so it's not open. And it says you could see that it's a bestiary, and then you have Charlotte. She's kind of behind him, and then you have George. Maybe he's a little higher.
You guys all have
George has
great suggestions. I'm reading all of them as Tony's doodling. I'm scrolling through them.
I could see Charlotte with her arms folded, and then you could start kind of putting in secondary and other characters like that.
Who's on the right?
George. And George could have a sword.
Very friendshipy. And where's Graham in this?
So in this version, Graham would be behind Kenny. But then there's the other version we want to do where Graham's flying, like it's a montage and Graham's flying, and kind of creating a
finger guns. Dave
done. Yeah, of course, David. It goes without.
Always the finger guns.
It's not active, but none of these examples that we're kind of basing it off were. But I feel like this would, if we show Kenny with his bestiary, and we show George as the knight, and maybe we show Charlotte. I'm not sure what Charlotte could be doing. She looks weird, but I'd have to go get little. Charlotte's standing here. I see Charlotte like with her hands on her hips because she's kind of. We see a lot more Charlotte in this new book, and we get a real good sense of who she is as a character, which I'm super excited. And then it could be a couple of Kenny's sisters, and then the narrator guy, what's his face, would be mixed in with the sisters possibly. And then we just kind of, I don't know. Oh, we could do Porky, the porcupine. He's pretty complicated. Not sure. And then Graham's behind it. Maybe.
All right. Let's flesh out that other one, the third one.
Well, I need to flesh this out more. This isn't enough.
All right.
This isn't enough. Hold on. Let me grab. Let me just grab some reference in the form of. Just want to get some art from. There's George.
Thinking about something.
What were you thinking about?
I'm thinking about that third version, and you've got the what's her name? Which she'd be cool flying in the book as the vignette.
Yeah, we haven't shown her yet.
Mm-hmm. Should be cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we could.
So then you get the book. You get another cool character. You'd still have Kenny and Graham.
Here's a good one of George and Kenny I can use for reference. Can you tell that's the warm-up for this piece, by the way? That's a finished one from the book, the new book. No finger guns. I just need to find Charlotte. All the characters got a slight upgrade in their design when I went from book 1 to book 2. So I'm trying to. Yeah, here's the. Well, you probably have seen. There's the narrator, who we've now named. And I'm just looking for Charlotte. Let me find her real quick, and I'll be good to go.
Kenny is grown up, Susie. You're right.
Yes.
He's like a teenager now.
Yep, they all are. So I
Yep.
wanted them to look different, like time had passed, because time has passed.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely grown up. No luck, T?
Yeah, I'm sorry for
These are originals. So these are all the original drawings, and then Tony we have all the original art in these clear sleeves, and they hold all of the artwork to protect the artwork, especially with these pencil pieces. So when they're in the flat files, they're not rubbing against each other.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, the paper isn't getting dinged up and fingerprinted, so it just gives it a little more sturdiness.
Here's a good one of Charlotte in this one. There's Char. Take her out of the sleeve. I think I may even have a sketch. This was my old sketchbook from last year that has kind of the beginnings of these revisits. I have to gather all this stuff because I need it to be able to kind of get them all accurately.
Nope, we don't. You don't use fixative.
Nah, I used to. I was getting
Some
weird congestion problems with the fixative. So
And sometimes, well, also because we grew up in Florida, sometimes stuff gets sticky from the
even with the
humidity.
even with the fixative. All right, so I've got all this now to help me, Ange. I can kind of draw them a little.
Lexi loves her.
Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that.
Yep. What are you using different pencil when you drew these, or?
The finished ones were drawn in a Prismacolor pencil, a gray Prismacolor, so that they would really be super soft, super granular. And that, if you've been tuning in long enough now, you know that the Prismacolor doesn't smear. So yeah, it's a much, you can see it's kind of got a grain, and it's a little richer. I can build it up, get it a little darker than what the original drawings were done in a number 2. All right, so I'm going to try drawing this again now, Ange. A little bit tighter now that I've got all my sketches here.
Hi, Kyle. Welcome. Do you keep the originals for all the books you've illustrated? Aaron asks.
Pretty much. Mostly, right? I mean, we kind of haven't.
Early on,
we sold
many of the originals from your picture books up until Spider and the Fly.
Yes.
And after Spider and the Fly, we really hung on to the originals. One, because from an artist, it's more valuable if you have the entire body of work. It's kind of our insurance policy, moving forward, and for Soph too. But early on, we sold some of the original artwork just to have extra income.
Yeah, from Ted and Jimmy Zangwill, I probably own maybe half the art of those books. And some of the Spiderwick books are not all that art is complete. But that was only it was given to like the director, and Holly Black has a piece.
It was gifted to people.
Yeah, we just gave it away. We never sold any of it.
But that was also, when Spider and the Fly, we were actually talking about selling that original artwork, and we had spoken with a gallery owner, and the book started getting some buzz. All the mock Caldecott conversations start happening, and people were talking about the Spider and the Fly. And I just said, I don't think we should sell this work. And it was kind of tough because we were already committed to selling it.
And we could have used the money. We had just moved up here, I think.
Yep,
so
we just moved up.
We were pretty.
And so we had to go back to that gallery owner and say that we were not going to sell the artwork. He was none too happy with us because he had already printed up the postcards for the event that he was going to have for the opening.
Yeah.
But we said, here's the $100 for the postcards. We're keeping the art.
Yeah, I just reimbursed him for the postcards.
We also trade.
We have traded, yeah.
Yeah, we trade sometimes.
But as far as like going back further, like the Magic the Gathering art, we have only a few paintings. The Dungeons and Dragons art, I have a small pile. A lot of that art's gone. So we've kind of.
Kate Blair Wheeler, I know your mom is you said she has a few illustrations from her books. They're gifted to her. There is definitely galleries that specialize in children's book illustration.
Yeah.
A lot of people just are totally fine with selling their work.
Yeah. We were for a while.
Yeah, we were. It just depends on the artist and what they're comfortable with.
Yep. I mean, I will pose if we go down this road. I'm just drawing this from my head. Mm-hmm. Just to kind of get the idea how he's kind of holding. Like, I don't know if I want him I don't mind that he's showing that the book's important to him, but I don't know if I need it like I'm
clutching.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. Well, let's chase this.
Yep.
Go down this rabbit hole, so to speak.
Yeah, limited edition prints are a great alternative, Rebecca. And those we did.
We've done those, yeah.
We've done those with a couple of different galleries.
So I'm going to do Kenny via, I guess, the first, really like what he looks like in the first story.
What's the coolest trade you've ever done?
Oh. Gee. trying to think.
Frank Miller.
Frank Miller. I have a nice Frank Miller piece that he sent. A Batman that he brought over. I actually still owe him. I still owe him a piece of art for that because I didn't realize he wanted to trade. Remember?
Yeah.
He just kind of showed up with it. Yeah, Mo. We have a piece from Knuffle Bunny.
And Elephant and Piggy.
Yeah, I traded. Lei Win Pham, who actually won the Caldecott honor this year, I had her do a drawing of Sophia for her first birthday. It was my gift to Sophia, was a drawing by Lei Win, and I did in turn drew both of her boys. But it took me about 5 years. They were a lot older by the time I finally got to draw them. So I'm thinking Charlotte's here. What is it, Mimi?
Tom Hoffelder wants to trade one large pizza for a steak and lobster dinner. Cannoli? Somebody wants to trade for a cannoli? I'm in.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I gotta try the cannoli. I have to know the quality of the cannoli we're talking.
Yeah.
Pippin! My foot is not a toy. Yeah, Mimi knows. She's telling him. She's like, back off, buddy.
Charlotte may be a little hidden behind here, but we can always... Yeah, she's a little hidden. Let me move her out a little bit. I suspect the best way to do these is actually to draw the characters separate and then put them all together.
What, Mimi? When did the doggies go out?
I don't know.
They probably do. I'm gonna go let them out really quickly.
Okay.
Oh, you gonna go for a walk?
I can definitely take questions why Angie's gonna take the dogs out. They're acting a little squirrely. James Modging, I want cannoli too. I love a cannoli. Someone wants to know if I have any full color pages in the next book. I don't. We talked about doing a collector's edition of the first book with color, pages. Like I wanted to do new color art for it that would kind of be tipped in, very kind of collector, very old fairy tale. We had a huddle on it. Everybody at Simon Schuster, my agent and stuff, and no one was keen on it. Everyone felt like it probably wouldn't sell, not in the numbers they were hoping for. So it sadly the idea got rejected, which is a bummer, of course. I was excited about the possibility of doing it, but it could have been a lot of work, and we just may not have sold that many copies. I don't know if people buy books on that for that kind of reason any longer. At least with a big house like Simon and Schuster, I could do it perhaps down the road for one of the smaller collector type books like. Who is it? There's one over in England that does a lot of collector's versions of books. Someone had asked if I was doing color plates for the new book.
Oh, okay. And
I was kind of saying how we discussed the possibility of doing kind of a collector's edition, but we ended up abandoning that idea. Anyway,
Ken wants to start a petition.
Yeah. All right, so there's Charlotte, and then I'll figure out what other. I feel like there's another at least.
You guys are naming all these amazing treats to trade. Really know the way to get to the bottom of our hearts.
Food. Let's try George here.
Okay, James Modgling.
James Modgling, what's up?
He says, so we know what you do for us here and for work, but what do you guys do for fun?
Oh, well, James Modgling, it's funny you should ask that.
We whistle while we work. What do you do for fun, T?
What have we done for fun? We play a lot of games.
Play D&D. Usually, when we're not in quarantine,
Yeah.
that's our weekend jam. Is we play D&D. We have our D&D group.
We've been going on bike rides and walks when the weather's been agreeable. Soph and I had been going outside and playing catch with her lacrosse stuff.
Hang outside with the dogs.
When the weather was agreeable.
I cook. That's my big thing.
I collect a lot of crap. That's my big thing.
Let's see, what else do we do? We spend time with friends a lot.
Yeah, we're pretty
When
social.
we're not in quarantine, we like hanging with our friends. Wow, the dogs are really gonna
They're gonna go nuts right
just
now.
So you guys know.
Yep,
They're tearing through here.
I'm just happy to see him having so much fun.
I know.
So maybe here's George holding his
We
sword.
have not tried Roll20 for online D&D.
I looked into it. It's the app that you can kind of. It's like this D&D Zoom. It looked like it had some serious prep time as a dungeon master, and Ange can tell you I'm a pretty crazed dungeon master. Was as far as like, here are handouts, here are maps, here are all the things. I'm pretty committed.
Oh, Susie Ashworth, you nailed it. You said horses at all? Yes. We spend a lot of time at the barn. So Sophia, in case you guys don't know, is a horseback rider. She's an equestrian, so she spends a lot of time at the barn, and therefore we hang with her at the barn a lot. When she rides, one of us usually goes over while she has her lessons. And then often on the weekends, she will show horses. So we'll go to her horse shows and her competitions and her practices and all that good stuff, which I love because for me, I didn't grow up near a barn, but the thing that I love about the barn is when you're there, you have to be present and focused and not distracted because you are around 1,500-pound animals that if they want you away from them, they're going to let you know. So I love spending time with the horses, and I always bring them little treats, and Soph will let me take the reins, so to speak, and go graze them or something. But yeah, and most of those have been canceled. There's a friend of ours, her name's Amy. She has a horse that she asked Sophia to take care of. So she hasn't been able to ride as much because he's been out of commission for the past couple weeks. But
Threw a shoe, right?
yeah, I threw a shoe, and but Soph takes care of him and grooms him, and she's a barn rat. She loves spending time over there. Aww. Let's see. She doesn't have her own horse though, but she has a couple horses that she spends time with. She rides at 2 stables. One, she's on a riding team for her school, and then the IEA, which is the Interscholastic Equestrian Association. So she actually rides with 2 groups. So it's definitely her passion, and it's really amazing to see how hard she works and how passionate she is. We watch movies a lot. We go to concerts a lot. I feel like all the things we like to do when we're not quarantining. Tony and I love going to see live music.
We were just talking about that the other day, how we loved seeing Heart.
Yep. Of course, now that I'm learning ukulele, you get live performances regularly.
I do have as a completely side geekery, an alternate identity on Instagram called Plaztastic, Plaztastic, and it's just all just photographs. I do these just photographs of little plastic toys that I have all over the studio. So I just love all that stuff. That really started from my that article I had written years ago on the little tiny Chinosaurs that inspired Dungeons and Dragons.
Let's see. Carolyn asked, "Can someone tell me how to enter the jackpot?" I used to say share that you're watching the stream, which you are welcome to do. But then I felt bad. What if somebody doesn't want to share it? One of the other things that's cool, if you haven't done it, is you can start a watch party when you're watching. So if you go to Tony's main page, it'll give you the option to start a watch party. So you can watch it with other people. It will direct them to the stream, which I actually do. I always start a watch party before I come over here. So people can comment on that over on my page too. But just being here is the thing that kind of enters you for the junk pot.
The junk pot.
Hey, there's a bird at the feeder eating the Rice Krispies.
Oh, yeah. You should tell everybody what you guys did.
Soph saw online that you can fill your bird feeder with Rice Krispies instead of birdseed, which we have birdseed too, but we just wanted to try it as a little experiment. She made this really cool handmade nest for her science class and filled it with these clay eggs that she sculpted, and then she's got them in a tree to see if any predators think that they're real eggs. And they also have to do bird watching. So we've been doing a lot of bird watching.
Yeah, we have, which I love.
I had no idea. You can fill your bird feeder with Rice Krispies, and somebody's chowing down right now on it.
Oh, nice.
Ukulele learning is going pretty good. I'm learning Don't Worry, Be Happy right now. Tom Hoffelder, your wife's in a Heart tribute band and plays Ann Wilson.
Nice.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. So, as Tony's drawing away, I'm going to, how are the bees doing? Oh, you rescued a bee today, Hannah did.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to take a minute. He is drawn away there.
I'm chugging along. This is it, right? I mean, this is kind of...
Somebody rescued a ladybug.
Oh, yeah, we've got them all in the house from the winter.
Oh my gosh. Hey, you guys. Yeah, I don't feel like... I mean, we've shared things with you that are exciting, and every day little things happen. There's always exciting emails and things, conversations with our publishers. But I just got word in my inbox like an hour ago from my publicist at Little Brown Young Readers, who is publishing The Magical Yet, that The Magical Yet is being mentioned in the Washington Post, and it's in a roundup of and it says, with fantastic illustrations by Lorena Alvarez and rhyming reminiscent of all the old classics, The Magical Yet teaches resilience and delights all of us.
Nice.
I am so pumped.
You should be. That's awesome.
I know. I'm so excited. It's been, oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy in all of this, especially publishing a book and trying to get it out there.
Yes.
So I'm super, super excited for that. And the other thing is all of my in-store events that I would have done on book tour are all going to be virtual online events. And so I'll be sharing those, and I'll share them to the Drawn to Fantasy fan page. So I'll be doing a lot of virtual story times and author events for bookstores on their social media and pages and through Zoom and all kinds of stuff. So I will definitely keep you guys posted. Thank you guys for all the congrats. You're awesome.
That's awesome. Ange, I was remembering a question. Some people have also been emailing questions as well as, sending them here, which frankly, if you do them live, you have a better chance of us answering them, just because it's right there. Ange can read it and tell me about it. But this was a good question, and
Thank you guys.
I keep forgetting to address it. I thought it was worthwhile. Someone had asked, and I don't remember who it was, had said, how do you balance having little ones at the house and getting work done? Which, Soph's not really a little one anymore, but I still want to do things with her and spend time with her. And I think, but when she was younger, it was a very real situation of making sure you weren't completely overloaded, Ange, with taking care of her and.
But she also knew, because this is like a floor unto itself of our house.
Yeah.
We were very much like, Dad is at work. It was kind of defining this like your office. Like your kid probably wouldn't just show up at your place of work.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to let her know that this was, Dad was working downstairs, or, Especially if you're doing conference calls and stuff like that, and you're like, there's my kid. I mean, that's much more normal now. People are seeing that. But in the regular day-to-day, we would just set hours, but we also would say, okay, you would come up for coffee break at a certain time. You would come up for lunch at a certain time. We would meet together and always have dinner together every night.
We still do that every night. We try to have coffee every morning together.
I can imagine, Lee, how difficult that is with a 2-year-old right now. You're saying it's extremely difficult to get stuff done.
Yes.
Because even the playgrounds are closed. I completely agree with you. I have to say, one of the things I recommended to somebody we were having a Zoom call with, get some serious stock in cheap shaving cream. Soph loved shaving cream when she was 2 years old. And so you can mix a little bit with a couple drops of food coloring, and they can swirl it around.
Just play.
And just
make
play,
a mess.
and we'd put it and like let her make a mess of it in the sink, and she loved it. I know it depending on your kid. Soph wasn't the kind of kid who would sit and play for herself by herself for hours. She wanted somebody to play with her.
Yeah. I think it really. I mean, again, we're fortunate. We have 2 of us. So we could tag out is what we would call it.
Yep.
Like if one of us was just getting fried, we would, the other person knew. If you're like, I got to tag out, the other person knew, no questions asked. You need to come in and take over, and that no matter what.
Being honest, I was nowhere as prolific.
No,
Soph
you put your career on hold.
Like, my career was on hold while I was spending time with Soph, which I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to spend that time with her.
And we
had the luxury of being able to do that.
Right. And we did. We had the luxury. And the first year, I pretty much didn't do a whole lot either. I mean, it was...
Well, the first year, the Spiderwick movie was coming out.
Yeah, but I think for the rest of that year, it was quite... We went to Florida. We were in Florida when she was 2, and your mom was able to help us.
Yeah.
Because I was working on the Spiderwick sequel books then. The Beyond Spiderwick books.
Yeah.
Anyway, you make it work. Ange did a lot of the heavy lifting. I tried to help out as much as I could when I could, but communication, I guess, was really our.
Well, and we also ended up getting a really great babysitter, and sometimes for us, I would just go into my office and work for, have somebody come and watch her and hang out with her. Well, I would just go in my office for even 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I found I got a lot of stuff done in a really short period of time.
Yeah.
Because, I had to.
Yeah.
We live in Massachusetts.
So maybe that answers some of your questions of how we did it. I think it's different for everybody. Everybody has different circumstances. Financially, maybe with their family, maybe with their spouse, maybe with their workload. So I think it's, you do what you can to get by. And the thing is, the one thing I can tell you that we would all share as parents is, as soon as you kind of got a groove, it would change. As soon as there was a schedule that you're like, okay, I think I've got this, it would change. Even now, when I'm used to taking Soph and dropping her off at school in the morning and coming home and starting my day, it's changed. You've got to adapt. All right, so that sketch is done, I think, for the kind of the center.
See ya, Erica. Center. You're going to a Zoom meeting. See you later.
So I got the center thing kind of drawn out, Ange. I'll just date it.
David Howe, I have to hand it to moms that are also artists that I know getting stuff done. I don't know how you do it. Kudos to you with the multitasking stuff. Yeah, seriously, kudos. Absolutely. It is a lot to balance. But I feel so thankful, and it's definitely reflective in our relationship with Soph now, because we're so close, and I credit it to that time that we shared together early on. And gosh, when you work at home for us, and you live in your house and work in your house, you really cross your fingers that everybody is vibing together, and like getting along. And we're very fortunate that we do. Yay, moms.
Moms, what was your poem when you were a kid?
Oh my gosh! So
Moms
I
are
have
here.
Yeah, my first book that I made was called Moms. Very creative title, and it was filled with poems and stories that were inspired by my mom. And there was just one of the big standouts was called Moms. It's really creative. And it said, "Moms are here, moms are there. Moms usually have no other time to spare. My mom always hugs on me. My mom always tugs on me. We always go on the boat, and she always stays afloat." That's it.
That's it.
That's the picture that I painted. That just speaks to how busy moms are.
That's it. Just kind of figuring out Graham's head, kind of head on here, just to kind of.
Whoop. Amanda Putnam Palmer's out of here. She's going to do a SCBWI digital workshop. Nice.
Whoa. Good luck. Have fun. APP.
Eric Burkert says, I think during one of the live streams, Tony should draw our D&D party.
Meaning ours, like...
Our group.
Oh, our group. I've definitely drawn Scott Fisher's character, because he has a knack for getting into trouble. So he's been burnt and resurrected and...
That was a rhyme that echoes back to the classics too, Kevin. Nice. So this would be with the other one?
Yes. Sorry, I'm just concentrating
No,
on
that's
it.
okay.
Yeah, so this is, if this was this layout here, we've done Kenny and Company, at least, and it doesn't have to be, it may
This
not...
will be vertical, by the way. Right?
Yes,
Yes.
and it may not be a literal, what I've just drawn. We may substitute characters here. It may not necessarily just be Kenny's sisters and stuff. We may swap out other characters. It'll all get done. It's just an idea. It's just a concept. So if it gets approved, it'll go to another level of finish. And so now I'm drawing Graham to go behind them. And this will all get put together in Photoshop.
By James Moduline. He's going to train someone how to avoid fraud.
Whoa.
That's important to do.
Yes.
Who's your favorite character to draw from Kenny and the Dragon?
Ooh. That is a great question. My favorite drawing in the new book is one of Graham playing the piano. So I would say Graham. I mean, I love drawing Kenny and Dante and everybody else. There's also a character we haven't shown you yet. There's a new character that's in it that I'm very excited about. Yes.
Alfonso, how are you? You're a little late today, but you made it. We're just happy you're here.
So Graham's...
Let's see. Ange, how did you manage to get Lorena on the Magical Yet? Well, Matt Schuler, I was a huge fan of Lorena's art prior to the Magical Yet. I had never... Originally, this book was with Disney Publishing, and my editor at the time, Rotem, presented me with 3 artists to choose from. And I chose Lorena hands down. I loved her stuff. And I thought it would pair really nicely. I loved that she could do a really diverse cast of kids, but additionally create creatures that were very magical and fantastical, and I knew that was going to be important to that manuscript. So she was my choice, and Lorena was my editor. My editor was on board too. But that's always kind of cool. It's like, I always say, I love finding an artist. For me, it's like Match.com for authors. Like, we're like, ooh, who am I going to pick? That one looks real good. And you're just looking at portfolios. Often you don't know anything about the artist. You don't even know if they can meet deadlines. Are they dependable? Are they friendly? Will they do events? You don't know that. So, I just have to base it on, my attraction to the artwork.
She did such a terrific job.
Oh my gosh. Awesome. Her art is awesome. I love it. And one of the most exciting points, besides when an editor tells you they want to buy your manuscript, is when you get to see the art for the very first time.
It feels like the first.
Feels like the very first time. Right now, let's see, what time is it here? It's 3:56.
Oh yeah, we're coming up.
Are. Tom Hoffelder. Nadine, no problem. It's always good to see you here. You've been such an awesome fan for so many years. And so supportive of us. It's great to see you here for whenever you can make it. What was your inspiration for Graham?
Oh, golly, we went through a lot of different iterations to get to Graham. He was a goat. I think it was a goat. He's very goaty, which makes him really complicated and hard to draw.
That one guitar.
What?
Richard wrote, it was that one guitar.
Yeah. It just blew me away.
Did I say I could sign books? Yeah, absolutely. If you guys order books from High Five Books, which is one of our local indies that we're super supporting for sure, reach out to them. If you order a book, I can sign and personalize it for you.
So here's the thing. I don't like him head on. This is why I don't normally draw him head on, because I don't like the look.
I want him 3/4.
I like him 3/4.
Yep.
I like him 3/4 too. I mean,
He doesn't. There's a weird thing where you're like.
It's one of my least favorite illustrations in the first book. There's a shot with him head on, and it just looks strange. I don't know if I'm not drawing him right.
I don't even think it has to do with not drawing him right. I think he's much more interesting. And grab that page of sketches right there.
This?
Yeah. I think he's just much more interesting looking and has personality.
He's like, this is my good side. Get my good side. Even his profile.
His profile's more interesting.
Yeah. He's very complicated to draw.
He does look like Tigger in that one.
He does look like Tigger. I was thinking that too. And I was thinking maybe it's I've given him too much chin, and so I could widen.
Just seeing that much neck is weird. Like, I think it works in the other stuff because you see the shape of the neck.
Right. But when you do it head on.
When you just see it as a neck, it's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird. I'm
That's
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That might be our way of not. All right, let's do because I know you want to see it, Ange. Let's do the Indiana Jones inspired one and see if I can pull it off.
This is what happens. This is the collaboration.
I do it my way.
And then I say,
and then I bend.
And then I go, okay.
So the Indiana Jones one is really about.
He's got a good side. He's got his good angles. He knows his lighting.
So here I would maybe do Kenny's head, Graham's, and maybe George down here to kind of make it an odd number. So Graham's.
Would Graham be above him?
Yes, Graham's here. This is Graham. This is Graham. Right?
Okay.
This is Kenny.
I think Kenny's got to come down because he's...
This is George, right? Using those kind of... Here's Graham. Kenny, maybe Kenny's holding the book. That kind of thing. There's a scene here. Some kind of scene. Maybe it's got a little, I don't know. Maybe it's got this, the wing.
Yeah, because I
maybe it's got the wing. Oh, maybe that's our border.
That's an element of Graham. I think it should be higher than Kenny's highest point.
That's interesting. You can almost make the... Where would we put the other? Here's where you put your title. That's your title. Where do you put the other characters? Do you just kind of put some here, like you just kind of pepper a few here,
but I
like
thought
that?
You were going to use these guys, the little cornery bits.
And then, or we can use the cornery bits.
Let's see that.
Dang it.
What?
I like that.
What's the dang it?
Dang it is dang. I like that. I like it more than I thought I would. Let's just try to.
Enrico has a virtual birthday party. It's great to see you, Enrico.
Happy birthday.
Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. We're going to have a virtual birthday party here tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Ange thinks I don't know anything.
I don't think you don't know. What? What do you mean by that?
She thinks I don't know. She thinks I've forgotten.
I don't think you've forgotten by any means.
Oh, okay, good.
It's my birthday tomorrow. No, I know you did not forget.
I did.
Because that would be the worst thing in the world. Is be like, sorry I forgot your birthday during a pandemic.
Oh my God. No, I remembered this morning.
No, I knew you knew. Tom Hoffelder's like, this is the one I voted on before you started drawing it. Yes.
You did, Tom. Thanks for being so supportive.
Exactly, Susie. I agree with you. That's what it was. I just wanted to hear. I wanted to ask.
What is that?
She said that was my wife was right, dang it.
That's good. That's good. You could be right, Susie. That could have been what it was. It was like, God dang it, she's done it again.
Thank you, guys.
She's done it again.
To be honest, Molly Partridge. By the way, Molly, I've seen all your comments. I know that this is your favorite, and I didn't want to be like, Molly said it's her favorite too, because
Yeah, oh my
but
God.
Molly
Yeah.
was like, to be honest, I knew this would be the best one.
Oh my gosh, you guys are
But
hilarious.
I'm glad you did the other one first because it's like bonus drawing encore, but wrong way around.
Hey, sometimes you got to go down the cul-de-sac to go, okay, this isn't going to get us there. You know, you got to kind of do.
Birthday yet. Thank you, guys. It is May Day. May Day.
Yeah, you're a May baby. Guys, I get pulverized in May because I have Angie's birthday tomorrow. Then my mom's birthday is coming up. And then there's Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah.
And then Soph's birthday is at the end of the month.
And I mean, really, my birthday is kind of a at least week-long celebration.
It's usually it used to be a month long.
Yes.
This is it. I can tell already.
Hello,
I don't even.
John Alfred Nelson, one of my cohorts in cosmetics from back in the day.
I can tell we've already got it.
This composition already feels more dynamic. Jill said, "You guys see? It's so good." This is the one. I agree, guys.
Here's the thing.
I mean, here's the thing. I wanted that interaction. Above anything, I'm like, boom, right there.
So I'm going to put Kenny in the center.
Friendship.
Graham's going to look at him. George is also going to be looking at him.
Friendship, friendship, such the perfect friendship. Thank you, Lorinda. I'm into it.
So this is be like King's Bestiary, whatever. So they... And then George... Is George behind Kenny? I'm guessing he is.
Friendship. It looks good, T. That was it. I feel like you got to bring him up a little bit.
George?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too low.
He's too low. He looks like little in comparison.
I agree.
And then he could have like a sword or something.
Yeah, well, I love the Graham. I love the dragon wing as our kind of thing. That's why I'm not sure about the things in the corner yet, because I'm almost thinking like, if I continue this on, that these dragon wings kind of close right here. Like, I feel like that's going to add a lot of coolness. Do you know what I mean?
I do think though.
But I gotta just see. I gotta see. I don't know.
you
Do you
just-
want to like then do this? Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you need that.
Well, maybe they're not in circles, but I have to say, I think it could look really cool. And I also think it wouldn't be bad to show a female character. Just saying.
Well, that's why I want, maybe, I'm thinking Charlotte. You add Charlotte and, maybe Charlotte's here.
Tom Hofelder. He's already a third wheel. Don't put him that low.
Well, look, the crux of the thing has always been Kenny and George, the friendship between Kenny and George and Graham.
I mean, Sean Connery has played a dragon before, Alfonso said. Sean Connery.
He really has.
Sean Connery. Yeah, I definitely, I see his voice being Patrick Stewart. I hear his voice as Patrick Stewart.
Is it Patrick Stewart or Sir Ian from McKellen?
Either one.
Yeah, I'll take either. I got this head all wrong because I just put his... There we go. I was going to get that reference.
Douglas Cole says, I'm glad I don't work with anyone over my shoulder. Just saying, maybe if you had a really good art director, you'd appreciate it more.
Here's a reality. I don't think we'll encounter this. I think Simon Schuster, because they were like, if you want to do this, you can do this. And I'm like, sure, I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we could have just used the existing covers.
Yeah.
So I don't reckon, knock on wood, that I'll get a whole lot of pushback on this. But I can tell you, in the past, I have gone to these lengths of getting something and then show it to them, and they're just like, eh. Not necessarily Simon Schuster, but just, the client. Mm-hmm. As Ange can well attest, it's sometimes a little frustrating, like anything else, but it is, George is not right, but yeah.
Molly Partridge. I had Sean Connery's James Bond as my screensaver, but now it's Jason Momoa.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
That's good.
I have a pretty good Jason Momoa story.
Do we have time for it? Let's do it tomorrow.
Let's tell it tomorrow. I'll tell you my Jason Momoa, because I think we're finishing up, but I'll tell you my Jason Momoa story tomorrow. It's a pretty good one.
It is a good one.
Molly, who's 20 minutes down the road from you? Sir Ian McKellen?
Well, tell him we said hi.
Yeah, exactly. Tell him we said cheers and cheerio.
And he shall not pass.
Why is your pencil so small, someone?
I am using these leftover ones up that I have. Yeah, George looks a little off. I can't quite get George right here. And also I'm drawing around the phone, which is starting to frustrate me.
And the paper.
Yeah, you can see I'm not getting the head right. I might have to. Let me do one more time.
Good though, T.
Yeah, despite that, it's still working. I just want to see if I can get it. Let me try one more time.
Yes, birthday Momoa story. Remind me tomorrow to tell you. Because it was definitely a gift.
It really was.
Patrick Stewart lives down. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, that's...
Tell him we said hello as well.
Yeah.
You can't hear it, but I'm trying out impressions. You're doing a Patrick Stewart impression, Alfonso?
Patrick Stewart. No, that's just
like Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy, I had a stroke and
Jimmy Stewart.
Juju's pedals. Juju's pedals. You found them. It's something like this. I'd have to go in and futz with it to get. I see his head's too big now.
It's too big.
All right, wait. One more for the road.
Just put it. Make it sharp.
Oh my god! No kidding.
Maybe you should.
No, it's got to be him.
Yeah,
it's the friendship.
Triad.
It's the triad of friends. It's Charlotte's unfortunately not part of that equation in this one. That's not to say I don't love her and don't want her. She'll be in here. I think I was just drawing the head way too big. I've done this angle of George before too, so I don't know. I need to just go reference it. That's what it is. I'm trying to draw it.
Yeah, you're not referencing it.
I'm just drawing it out of my
You've
head.
got reference for the other characters.
I have to tell you,
and
the
that's
two,
what it is.
this is just I'm crashing off all the sugar in that thing. And I'm like, "Glah, glah, glah."
Take a break, man.
I'm going to take a break. We're going to
That's
call
the
it a
end of the
day.
day.
Cue up the music.
Hold on, I gotta see my list here.
Let's call it a day.
Okay, let's see.
They're going to get a poster today. If we got the two. Let me go see while you're looking and you cue it up. Let me see if we got poster tubes. I don't want to make a promise I can't fulfill.
Am I horrible for appreciating that you struggle on occasion too? Not at all. Are you kidding?
I'm happy to show that I struggle and I get frustrated. That is the truth. I'm trying to find a poster tube that's empty and...
Don Higgins, that's exactly what we said.
What's that?
Oh, now you're art directing too, Don Higgins. He said, reference the Amsel covers for Raiders and put characters in the four corners. Pick my junk pot. Let's see. I always have to, I think I'm going to have to type this up so I can have all these in front of me. Because, oh, yes, that's who I want to choose today. I don't think I've chosen this person. Bye, Rebecca. Thanks for being here today. We have poster tubes. Today's winner is going to win
a Spiderwick poster.
Spiderwick
Now, I
poster.
probably won't mail it till next week, but yeah, they'll get a Spiderwick movie poster.
All right.
So who's it going to be, Ange?
Oh, okay, let's see.
The junk pot winner.
Making sure.
Look at that. 2. I nailed. And then the third one.
That's okay, baby. You'll get it.
I'll get it. I'll get it.
Okay, hold on. I'm putting on our music because that just makes it even more festive.
Dun, 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 dun. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank
Kenny,
you guys.
for enjoying Kenny. Here we go. Molly Partridge is like, can I win twice? We just have to get through the other 100 people, Molly, and then we can circle back around.
Thank you guys for joining us again. If this is your first time hanging out with us, come back and hang with us again.
Yeah, watch me struggle. It's fun. You'll have comfort in your life knowing that there's struggle in mine.
And if you've been here every day with us, which we see, thank you guys so much for staying with us, hanging with us.
It's been over a month, if you can believe it, because this was episode 36, so we're over a month in.
All right.
The winner?
Winnie, yes. The winner today is Kyle Imthern.
Kyle
Imthern.
Imthern.
I think that's how you pronounce it, right, Kyle?
I hope so.
I think so.
Kyle.
That's how it's spelled.
All right, Kyle. Congratulations.
IMTHURN. I think it's just like it sounds. Kyle Imthern.
Kyle Imthern. Get, please send me a direct message on Facebook here with your mailing address, and I will mail you your junk pot. Like I said, I probably won't go out till next week. There he is, Kyle Imthern. That is a cool last name.
Isn't it?
Oh, and his emojis, or his little icons, 2 little babies. You guys are awesome. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Stay cool.
Stay cool.
Stay sane.
I'm not. I've lost it. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.